Hello, Carmen Molitor with the Pinnacle Team at RE/MAX Properties with the third quarter real estate market update for 2023. We're still experiencing low inventory. Last quarter we sat at about 2,500 active units compared to a year ago at 2,600 active units. This time of year we should really have over 3,500 properties on the market, so it's going to be a little while before we see the inventory normalize. Days on market's about the same as well at 25 days. And prices actually went up. We saw about a 4% increase in the median sales price to $485,000. Same thing with the average sales price, going up about 4% at $556,000 and some change compared to $532,000 a year ago. People are getting 100% of their asking price compared to 98% a year ago, and you might be wondering why that is, and really the number one reason is because there's some data that's not reflected in those numbers, and that is what's called seller concessions. We're seeing pretty consistently sellers paying 2% toward the buyer's closing costs, prepaids, or more importantly, to buy down their rate. Why is that happening? Well, in October, we saw rates crest 8%. That's huge. Just to put that in perspective, buying a $500,000 home with 20% down at an 8% interest rate, your payment would be almost $3,500 per month. Compare that same scenario, only with interest rates at 3%, and your payment's going to be less than $2,200 a month. That's a huge, huge difference. So people say, well, prices will have to come down so they can afford to buy the house. Well, I guess that's true to some degree, but as you're seeing from the data, that's not happening. Prices are actually going up, and that's because of the low inventory. So what needs to change? And that's interest rates. So if we buy down the rate, if the seller pays to buy down your rate as a buyer, and they give 2% of that $500,000 in purchase price to go towards your rate buy down, that's $10,000 to the seller. That's about a 1 to 1.5% decrease in your interest rate. So if rates are at 8%, now you can get an interest rate at 6.5%, and that's for the 30-year fixed rate, and you can still refinance later if rates come down below 6.5%. But that shaves off $500 a month in your payment, just that additional 1.5 percentage points off your rate. In order to achieve that same $500 off of your mortgage payment through pricing only, the seller would have to discount their home price by $75,000 or 15%. So really the best option for both the seller and the buyer is to buy down their rate. That's why that's become so more commonplace now, is it makes more sense. It makes it affordable or more affordable for the buyer and more affordable for the seller. They're not giving up so much of their equity in their home. If you would like more information about how all of this works and other options, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. Our team phone number is 719-590-4703. Of course, you can always text or email us as well. And thanks for all of your referrals, your support, and your business.